Hey guys, DC Network here, coming at you with another video. Cartoon Network has had a rather robust history over the past 30 years with a lot of shows premiering on the channel, a lot of different eras on the channel as well with different bumpers and whatnot. And many people often argue over what was the best era of Cartoon Network, whether it be the president who ran the channel at the time, whether it be based on the bumpers or the shows that premiered on the channel. Today I wanted to discuss with you guys, when was peak Cartoon Network? When was Cartoon Network at its best? To answer this question, I feel like it really varies for everybody. If we look at Cartoon Network throughout its history, back whether it be at the late 90s when it was really airing a lot of Hanna-Barbera content and started to create its own Cartoon Network originals and started to come into its own as a channel, whether it be throughout the 2000s where we had such a wide variety of shows premiering on the channel, whether it be the late 2000s or early 2010s when we really saw action take a huge role on the channel, all these action series and even some live action series as well, or whether it be the 2010s, the mid to late 2010s where we saw comedies take over on the channel, or whether it be right now. I feel like to answer this question, it really does depend on when did Cartoon Network resonate most with you. And for me personally, my favorite era of Cartoon Network was the late 2000s and early 2010s. That's just the era of Cartoon Network that resonates the most with me. It's the one that I have the most fond memories with. And in all honesty, I grew up watching Cartoon Network throughout the 2000s in its entirety. I watched it in the early 2000s when we had shows like Zoids on the channel. I remember they used to air Hamtaro as well, the Baby Looney Tunes, all of these great series aired on the channel. There was such a wide variety of shows on the channel at that time. Then we stepped into the mid 2000s. We had shows like Ben 10 start to premiere. Obviously, we had shows like Ed and Eddie ongoing for that time as well. Foster Home for Imaginary Friends premiered. We had Camp Lazlo. We had Yu-Gi-Oh! Pokemon having a huge presence on the channel. All of these great franchises airing throughout the mid 2000s as well, and into the late 2000s. We had shows like Chowder, The Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack, Total Drama Island. That franchise got kickstarted in that era. We saw Ben 10 get a bigger presence on the channel with the premiere of Alien Force, and later on we saw Ultimate Alien come out in the early 2010s. And that's at the point in time where all these other action series were premiering on the channel, such as The Secret Saturdays, Generator Rex, Symbiotic Titan. We had such a resurgence of action series. It was the priority for Cartoon Network at that time. Then as we rolled on with time, we saw some live action series, the CN Real era air on the channel. That was in the late 2000s and early 2010s. Then as we rolled on, we saw shows like kick off the Cartoon Network renaissance, like Adventure Time, Regular Show, The Amazing World of Gumball, Steven Universe. That was the era of the early 2010s, all the way from 2010 till around 2014. Then when Ben 10 Omniverse ended in 2014, we saw Cartoon Network kick off into a new era where comedy was the priority, where Christina Miller was really trying to get rid of action shows and make everything, so to speak, dumbed down for kids and not as serious and dark and deep as they used to be. And that's not an era that I'm fond on. In my opinion, that is the worst point of Cartoon Network's history, but nevertheless, you might be someone watching this video and in your opinion, that might be peak Cartoon Network to you. My point is that peak Cartoon Network, when Cartoon Network was at its best, is relative to when you were watching it, relative to the impact that it had on you. For me, that was, like I said before, that was the late 2000s, early 2010s. I really resonate with shows like Adventure Time. Regular Show holds a special place in my heart. I have such fond memories of watching that series. Same thing goes for Steven Universe. Same thing goes for The Amazing World of Gumball. That era of animation, that's just what stands out to me. I have fond memories of watching Ben 10 Omniverse. I remember waking up, Saturday mornings when the new episodes would premiere, and I would look forward to see what happens on Ben 10 Omniverse today. Is this the day we get another new alien? Is this the day I get to see Ben's next transformation? That to me was peak Cartoon Network. That to me was when I enjoyed Cartoon Network the most. It has the fondest memories in my mind. Those are the memories that stick out to me with Cartoon Network, whether it be when we had the CN Flicks airing at night. We used to have the movie night every weekend. I remember they used to air Diver Wimpy Kid on the channel over and over and over again. Even at one point, they had 2 brand new Scooby-Doo movies premiere on the channel as well. Those are the memories that serve me. Those are the memories that I remember from Cartoon Network's past. And like I said before, just because my favorite time watching Cartoon Network was the early 2010s, that doesn't necessarily mean it was the best. It's just that's when Cartoon Network resonated the most with me. And this video is meant to be more of a conversation, more of a, in the comment section below, letting me know, when did you think Cartoon Network was at its peak? When did you enjoy watching the channel the most? What has the most memories to you? What era of Cartoon Network? Was it the CN City era? Was it the CN Real era? Was it something else in between? It's just Cartoon Network has such a robust history, and I really do hope that, as much as I criticize Cartoon Network today, as much as I criticized Christina Miller when she was running the channel and we had the comedy-oriented Cartoon Network era, which in my opinion I didn't think was all that great, and as bad as I think the era is right now, where Cartoon Network is really taking a step back in favor of putting more content on Adult Swim, that doesn't mean that someone else isn't enjoying this era. And like I said, I really do hope that things look up from here for Cartoon Network. I hope they have many more eras for many more future generations of kids, so they can have the same memories that I did watching Cartoon Network back in the late 2000s and early 2010s. Anyways, let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about all this. When was peak Cartoon Network for you? When was your favorite time watching the channel? If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to see more content like this from DC Network. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.